minutes. Well, we had a nice day.
Yes. Yes. Is it going to be multiple choice or?
No, it's not multiple
Okay.
choice. But, so do you think I'm the rarest story you've ever heard?
Yes.
What makes it so rare? In what ways?
The combination of the three things.
You think?
Yes. In fact, what if you put together the percentage of people that have body dysphoria, which is probably the highest percentage of people that have hyperthymesia, and the percentage of people that have the other thing, the 23-letter thing,
The cellular thing.
that you have to send me what that is. I don't even know that you could come up with a percentage of that.
I'm one in like a billion something.
I think you would have a better chance of winning the lottery.
Probably than my story and my condition.
Right. So that's what's rare, is that it's just
extreme.
It's not one of the three. It's the fact that you have all three of them
combined.
Right.
I mean, one alone. Did you ever hear about ZIFT?
No.
The way I was born?
No.
But you got the article.
But it's also because I never had kids. I was never trying to get pregnant. So, I mean, it's just not something that would be of interest to me.
Right.
And it was done for such a short period of time.
It came out in 1989, and my mom and dad did it in fall of 95.
Right.
So.
But it's less, I mean, from the time it started till it's ended, you're talking about 15 years.
Right. It didn't last long, and now you can't even do it in the United States.
Right.
But my mom went through the fertility medications, the hormones, and then the ZIFT, which is, people do in vitro, but ZIFT is really rare and extreme.
But what I'm saying to you about speaking at a conference is that, yes, this happened to you with ZIFT, but who's to say when they come up with the next ZIFT, whatever it is, who's to say these same problems wouldn't occur?
Right.
It may not be called ZIFT, but it may be somebody else. So that's what I'm saying, is that it's worth listening for these doctors and these physicians and these scientists to hear your story, because yes, all your issues are a result of ZIFT, but okay, what's the next great thing that they come up with for fertility?
Future generations, it could be affected.
The same thing. So yeah, I understand that they don't do it anymore, but they're going to be doing something, because they're always going to try to be coming up with
the next thing.
Well, something that makes it the success rate better. So that's why I would push the Dr. Oz thing.
TV, medical magazines.
Well, Dr. Oz is the one that's the most familiar, but are there other things? I mean, is there something more scientific? I mean, write to the New England Journal of Medicine. That's to me is like that's the traditional standard. That's what every doctor has always referred to. That's kind of like the Bible of medicine.
Next, what do you think is the hardest and saddest part about my story or situation? The hardest and saddest?
All the bad news. I mean, I just think that what you've had to endure.
The burden.
Right.
Just how it controls your life.
It is your life.
It is my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is your world.
It's
your
what
life.
makes it so difficult.
I mean, every day of your life is about how am I going to feel today and how am I going to work around it.
Right. So I understand that. What do you think is the easiest or coolest part, even though it's sad and rare and hard and extreme and stuff?
What do I think is the what?
The coolest or easiest part?
There is no easy part.
No. Is there anything cool about me?
The hyperkinesia thing is you could have a lot of fun with it if you didn't have all these other issues to deal with. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I'm telling you, you could go to Vegas and make a shitload of money. But
remembering every day. But
it's not something that's going to put you in an early grave. I mean,
right.
Nor is body dysphoria. Body dysphoria is just an unfortunate, hard to
deal with. situations.
And hard to explain to people because, like you
People
said,
don't
people just
understand.
think like,
They think
oh
it's a
God,
joke.
yeah,
I don't like my nose or this,
Right.
but there's so much more to it.
there is so much more. But people don't like complex things. They like things that are easy to understand in a soundbite,
Yeah,
or
that's
30
why
seconds.
it's hard to, have a relationship or a friend because you can't just, they look at you like you're a freak.
But but you're not a freak. You're just, you have, none of this had anything to, you aren't responsible for any of this. No one is. Who is, your parents never would have put you through this.
They didn't know anything.
I mean, they're suffering as much as you are, if not more.
Probably. Their heart breaks.
But, most people your age should be getting up and saying, oh my God, my biggest worry is if I have a pimple. Your biggest worry is like, oh my God, am I going to spend my whole day in pain laying in bed?
Right.
That's not fair. But you also will learn, you've also learned that a lot of things are not fair. So,
yeah.
But I think, but that's why I want you to, that to me is, at least this is happening at a time.
Like it's this generation. It's not the 80s or 90s where...
Well, you don't have access to people. That's why I do want you, just like with Legos, you have this community of friends that you've made.
Try to create a group. And,
what's her? Fiona.
And
Elsbeta. And even Ray for the time that she was there.
Yeah.
And the little Chinese girl with the skirt. Do you still talk to her?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
There's other people that I talk online with too.
That you have, so that's why I would like you to find, because you feel like you're all alone, but there are other people out there that have issues that you do. And I just think that it's almost like a therapy group. These cancer people that get together and just, even if it's for an hour, and you're never going to find the amount of people you need in the area, but at least you can communicate over email.
Right.
And that's why I want you to talk to the doctors and see about, I want to start a support group or a discussion group with people who were conceived by ZIFT.
Right.
And I want to know, and why do you have to wait for your appointment? Just email her.
Right.
Or just say, this is something I'd like to talk to you. I just want to give you advance notice so I don't cut you off guard.
Right.
I don't want to go off on a tangent while we meet. But I've been thinking about this, and this is something I'd like to talk to you about at our next appointment. So it'll get her thinking, and she maybe will have some ideas when you do meet.
Right.
See.
Is there one thing in particular that you find really educational about the whole thing?
Oh yeah, all of it is educational. How would I know? This is completely
unheard of.
Right. Where would I come across this? Unless it's something on the newspaper that I read, but
it's extreme.
But I would read it, and then it would be out of my mind because it doesn't affect my life.
Right.
This affects me, my life.
Because I'm a part of you.
Right.
But any dreams or hopes for me?
I hope that you're around a long time, but however long you're around, I want you to just feel like you're being productive and leading a happy life.
I'm trying.
You're very lucky you have the family you do. You have
love and support,
you have a
big
nice
family.
And you should always remember that, because there's a lot of people who probably have gone through this. Not a lot, but there's people who would not have any. They would just be shunned.
I know.
As a freak.
Yeah.
And you've never experienced that from anyone in your family.
Because they know it's not my fault.
Right.
And it's
it's
a
no
choice.
one's fault. It just
happens.
This is part of messing with science. You know?
Which is what happens.
You're messing with. You can't say Mother Nature, because even people who are conceived normally still have
something.
Oh, they're born with, muscular dystrophy or spina bifida. What more well-known things, but anything. A baby is a miracle to me.
My chance was 1 in 500 million.
Any baby is a miracle. You think about how complex that is, and all the things that can go wrong, and all the things. it amazes me how many people have turned out normal when you think about how complex that is.
Yeah.
So you would think more people would turn out abnormal.
Right, you would.
So, but I think you have, I know you have bad days, but I think you have a really good attitude. I mean, you've really...
There's days where I just cry. It's hard.
Right, but you've been mature about, I mean, you've done your research, and you're very, the way you've educated yourself on it is amazing.
Even though, since it's so extreme, there's not many results to even find.
Right. But you
it does give me a voice and a platform, at least.
And that's why, that's why reach out to your doctor and say, I want to talk to you about this. I want to be able to talk to people who are experiencing, they might not even be experiencing. You might find someone who had ZIFT that had absolutely no side effects.
Or because the parents never told them.
Right. But I think I want to be able to communicate with people who were conceived by ZIFT. How do I go about doing that? Is there any way that you can help me with this? And I also contacted Dr. Oz a while back. They seemed interested. Write up your letter that you want to send to Dr. Oz. Say, would you mind reading this and saying, do you have any edits you think I should make? These are, we spoke back in 2015. You showed some interest in having me on. I just want to refresh your memory about what my issues are. 2, 3. These are my doctors. To quote my doctors, and if you quote them, you need to have it direct. But to paraphrase my doctors, this is the most complex issue.
Story.
They've been practicing for 30 years. And they said, I am the most complex issue that they have ever had.
And story. They just have never heard of such a story. But well, the last question is, so you are proud of me for fighting?
Oh, absolutely. Why not? Why not fight? You got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You need to fight. You fight for me. I wish I could help you, but unfortunately there's just not much